What a beauty! I've never seen one as big as that before.
Stage struck. Well, why am I? I'm making a living here. You're just buying drinks. That's keeping me for a week. In the morning, you'll wake up with a hangover without going to the bank. Shall we do it else? Why they don't baby me somehow? Oh, I fancy hoes, a silken gown, I'd be a riot in the hometown, and I mince down the street you'll see. Why they don't even know it's me, with my painted lips and painted eyes, wearing a bird of paradise. It all seems unfair somehow. Well, I'm nobody's sweetheart now, but I'm looking, I'm nobody's sweetheart now. Why they don't baby me somehow? Though I fancy hose, a sequin gown, I'd be a riot in your hometown as I mince down the street you see. Why they don't even know it's me, with my painted lips and painted eyes, and was a bird of paradise. It all seems unfair somehow. Well, I'm nobody's sweetheart, nobody's sweetheart, nobody's sweetheart now. Thank you, Alice. I'll give her a nice hand on the piano. She's done her best. I've still got this dreadful throat. They're going mad at the clinic trying to find out what it is. So they should do. I've done a trade with two of them. Oh, hello dear, how are you? I see you've got a bad throat as well. You're wearing a cheap chiffon round it anyway. Is that your boyfriend with you? Your mother? Lovely fella. I knew him when he was one too. You're rather lovely wet look shoes, or have you been pissed on again? And I love that shirt, that chocolate brown. Well, at least it doesn't show any stains, does it? She looks like Alice Faye in 1936 in Hello Frisco Hello. Nice to see you. Oh Christ, the television's on. Oh, I look so young. Oh, I look like a young version of Sandy Graham, don't I? Look. Oh, if only she might even sound like me. Oh, you've got two of me on one screen. Put the price of the drinks up quick. We couldn't do that again and get away with it. Oh no, they're a funny lot here. I mean, bloody microphone's never at the right height. Have you noticed, Miss Graham, when you work it? Oh, you don't use the mic, do you? You don't speak. Mime act, you understand. I wonder what she did in the days of 78. Same as today, only slower, I suppose. She does it for 33 1/3 now. I hear you produced your price as well. Well, I suppose most of you have had this wonderful supper you get here, and you're feeling all replete and, you know, satisfied, and the governor's given you a brandy to follow. Marvellous meals here, aren't they? I don't know how to get the cat to stand still that long. Now, I worry about this place, you see, because when I first came here, David wasn't the governor. It was a different club altogether. Soho, the middle of butch gangsterism there. This was like belonging to the mafia. You know, and the Pope's the head one. And they used to come down here, and it was so different. They were all, you know, like this Marlon Brando. Have you seen the film? The Godfather? Well, they've got the same thing here. She's the godmother, the one on the... No, you see, whenever you leave this club, don't walk out on your own. You'll have a job with your face, but most of you get someone. Don't walk out on your own, because what happens is, as you leave it and you go up to Soho Square, there's puss behind the bar. Have you seen them? The butch members of the staff, you know. Not in, you know. To put an olive in a drink, dear, breaks her arm. Isn't it funny that when they go to pour a scotch, they're tired, but when it's a lemonade, it's chug, chug, chug. No, they follow you up the road. And David comes up to you and he blows his powder combat in your face, like a full-length blowjob. And the other one behind her, you know, the one on sandwiches, foreign she is, where she can't speak, so she hits you with a handbag. And as you go down on your knees, the one on the doorbell, who rattles his bracelets in your ears, you go down. And then they mug you, or something. Oh no, it has to be reported. But I rang out the police 2 weeks ago, she got raided. Good old God, you're not. And heavily fined, I believe. That's why your drinks have gone up your courthouse. I won't ring them up again, I'm not going to put my drinks up anymore. No, and I got this phone call from the governor here, David, you know, and he said, would you come down and work in the club? And I thought, well, I haven't been to the Cabal for years, I'll go back. Because the last time I came it was so different, it was butch. And I thought, well, I go down again, it would be a butch audience. And what do I find? The WVS on a night out. It's like Miss Heath and her dancing glamazons. And I got to the, you come down that iron staircase, that's a job and a half for a start, isn't it? Well, I don't walk down, I've got a bosun's chair over the side, mate. I come down with Alan Haynes, because she can't do it with her calipers on either. And we're lowered outside the front door, and I rang the bell, and even the battery cuts out on that, she's so fucking mean. And you ring the bell, and actually, the last time I was here, and this was a gangster's come, the fellow that opened that little door in the middle of the big door, you know, what you want? Now what you get? Hello? Have you seen the Queen on the door with no hair and a big house? Don't scratch, dear. Try barfing. She says, hello, and she's got more on than me. So I said, well, I'm Marc Fleming, I'm the actress, has come in. I said, how the fuck can I get through that small thing in the door like that? And they expect you to do it. And the governor always so nice when you come. He says, have a drink, you know, I want you to feel welcome, and he gives you one of those fabulous salads. You know, he flies them in from Tunisia every Wednesday. Have you been to Tunisia? Oh, I went there for holiday. Oh, what a shock. I had visions of leaving Heathrow like the Queen, you know. She turns up there in the VIP lounge and she has a couple of Guinnesses, mate. Give her a packet of number 6 duty-free. And she goes on the tarmac and all the planes miss her and she shakes hands with everyone. And it's goodbye, Your Majesty, yes, Your Majesty, no, Your Majesty, kiss my dish, Your Majesty, you know. And she goes up the stairs, and you always see it on the television. She's always got time to turn round and wave. What happened when I went? They said, oh, the baggage can go on the first truck. I got on it, dear. All the passengers were in the coach behind. I was locked in the hold of the plane for 3 days. Do you know I landed at Tunis 14 times and came back and they never found me? Good job I had a bottle of gin in the case. Eventually, I thought, well, I'll do this bit that she does on the stairs, and I turn round to wave goodbye to everybody, you know. Because you've seen her doing when she flies off to the sun. You know, Philip's about 2 feet behind her, because he's got quite a big one. And, you know, she's saying goodbye, and I hope it pisses down while I'm away. I thought, well, I'll try that, you know. And I stood on top of the steps, and I just turned round to wave, and they took the steps away, shut the door. I thought, well, I'm fucked, but not very often. You might well laugh if you want to try flying out to Tunis there by your bra straps like that. Oh, it's dreadful. And you see, when she's on the plane, it's different because when she says goodbye to everybody, she's wearing a little edge-to-edge coat, a smart hat, and the gloves and the handbag, and Philip's wearing this sort of naval uniform and pig cap and black fishnet stockings. And the moment they get in the plane, she changes into a denim suit and boots, you know. Oh, that's where Anne gets it from, for sure. And Philip puts on this Marks and Spencer's 2-piece he bought. And they camp it up. Got this, you see, on board, you know, and Anne takes her teeth out and they all laugh. And she does a favour for the pilot and they go up and down and they'll win lots. And as they approach, see, the conductress comes up to the Queen and says, Your Majesty, dear, we're coming into Yugoslavia. Would you like to get dressed properly? So she goes back into the old royal stuff, you know, the hat and the handbag and gloves and all the gear. And Philip says, oh, I haven't got to take it off, have I, you know. The Queen says, you must put a suit on. He said, well, let me keep the heels on then, eh? And then knocks out her clay pipe on the side. She says, I suppose I got to be fucking femme again, you know. Because she's just been done for speeding on the M1. Did you read it in the papers? Poor Princess Anne, doing 90 miles an hour and she should be doing 70. And this policeman followed her, you know. But have you ever seen them on the motorways? The two policemen sitting there in all the black gear, you know, and the big white crash helmets and the small purple veils. And this car shot past it 90 miles, and this policeman said, he said, that's it, girl, come on. And they put their hairspray away, strapped on their crash helmet, and they charged up on their motorbike, their wax cherries flying in the air, you know. And the osprey feathers out their ass, they didn't care. And they flagged down the car with Princess Anne in it. And she turned around to her private detective. I wonder what the fuck I've done wrong now, you know. Well, I spoke to the Queen about it, and she's very worried because, you know, she said, everything's going wrong. She says, Anne's just been done for speeding, and I wouldn't mind that, but last week she was done for cottaging at Victoria with Lord Snowden. And as you know, there are no locks on the doors there. You have to put a bracelet across 2 nails. The ladies do anyway. Not Miss Graham, dear. She puts her tongue out through the hole and no one sees it. Of course, she minds when she's having trade, you know. She never turns around to that phone. She puts a record on it. She can't talk. And would you think having the tongue like that, she couldn't talk? And no, and apart from that, the Earl of Lichfield, cousin to the Queen, he's just been fined for drunken driving, pissed at the wheel. And the Queen Mother's sitting there on the throne, you know, and the door's open, she doesn't care. She's smoking this cigar and having a Guinness, and she's crying her eyes out, and her tits are all fallen, you know, and she's telling me all about it. She was just like Miss Graham on an off night. Aren't you working tonight, dear? Nobody really wants you, so. And she said, the Earl of Lichfield's been done, she says, for drunken driving. Anne's been done, she says, for speeding on the M1. And now Lord Louis Mountbatten's been done for watering his milk. And I never knew he was fucking pregnant, you know. When you look at her, you wonder, don't you? Oh, look at me, you've got 2 pictures of me on one screen. I must put my feet up. The 2 views of the lovely Florence, do I really look like that? I wonder I get paid at all. I wouldn't come here to see this. You may think these are pearls. No, do you know what these are? These are these are my first 24 doses of crap, deep frozen. Pearls of passion. And I could, if I so desired, point out 1 or 2 people in the audience tonight who have contributed to my happy run at the clinic at St. Thomas's. But I'm not a mouthy cow. I'd have a job to catch up with yours, you airy-ass bucket-mouthed. Natural waking her up more than anything, isn't it? Love all the new decorations, all this silver hanging down. All over the place. I spit up David's arse as well, dear. Should have saved having the curtains clean, mean bitch. I'm such a silly when the moon comes out. I hardly seem to know what I'm about. I'm skipping, I'm hopping, never stopping. I can't keep still although I try. I'm all a quiver when the moonbeams glance. That is the moment I long to dance. But I can never lose a sleepy eye when the moon comes creeping in the sky. I'm such a silly when the moon comes out. I hardly seem to know what I'm about. I'm skipping and hopping, never stopping. I can't keep still although I try. I saw the quiver when those moonbeams dance. That is the moment I long to dance. I can never lose a sleepy eye when the moon comes creeping. The moon comes creeping. The moon comes creeping in the sky. Good night, God bless you all. Have a lovely weekend.